The 1979 film Alien doesn't just have one scary scene. It's basically a film of scary scenes. I mean, trying to pick the best scary scene from this film is almost impossible. I mean, first of all, you've got this giant spaceship floating around in space, and it's not really a spaceship. It's more like a giant haunted house. I mean, this thing is huge, and yet it only needs, 6 people to run it? So basically, you've got this massive floating ship, which is scary and creepy and full of dark-lit corridors. I mean, the ship itself is the star of the show. It's a really creepy spaceship. You know, I've seen some creepy spaceships in my time, but this one takes the biscuit. Now, at the start of the film, they all come out of stasis, and it's a bit like they're waking up, but they're waking up into a nightmare. Instead of going to sleep and having a nightmare, they're waking up into a nightmare. Now, in the film, the crew get woken up early, and the reason they get woken up early is because the ship has picked up an automated distress call, and it's basically set course so they can answer this distress call. And they're not too happy about it because they're months off course, and they seem to be more concerned about the bonus situation. It's like, hey man, I don't want to rescue nobody. I want to sit around and discuss the bonus situation. I mean, you guys are getting paid more than we are. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. The bonus situation. We need to talk about the bonus situation because the bonus situation is bullshit. You guys are getting paid more, and quite frankly, I want to sit around and discuss the bonus situation. I think the bonus situation is a situation that's completely... I mean, we need to talk about the bonus situation. But eventually the captain's like, will you shut the fuck up about the bonus situation? God damn it. So after discussing the bonus situation and having a few arguments, they go down to the surface of this creepy planet that's incredibly dark and stormy and windy, and they find what looks like an alien spaceship, and it's utterly terrifying. Now, we don't know what this spaceship is, we don't know where it came from, it's obviously alien, it's huge, and they explore this ship, and they find what looks like a giant alien sat in a chair with a big hole in its stomach. This mummified alien body was terrifying because it was really mysterious and creepy. We don't know where it came from, we don't know what the fuck it is. I don't think anyone would have said, oh, that's probably just a grey man with a helmet on. No, nobody would have said that back then. I mean, it obviously is some sort of giant mummified alien, and it just looks creepy, and it asks a lot of questions of the audience, and we don't have the answers. It creates an eerie, big, mysterious mystery, and that's what makes this film so good. Anyway, after they find the big alien, they end up looking around, and they find a whole bunch of eggs. Anyway, John Hurt starts messing about with the eggs like he wants to make a giant omelette or some shit, and he starts looking around, and next thing you know, he's attacked by a giant chicken. No, that doesn't happen. No, he's looking for the eggs, and it's kind of creepy, and you don't know what's going to happen, but you know it's not good. And all of a sudden, one of the eggs opens, and you think, oh, fuck, just get the fuck out of there, John. What the hell are you doing? I mean, basically, the egg's like a big jack-in-the-box, and it opens up, and you should never look in it. We all know when a giant egg opens up, you don't look in it. That's the last thing you should do. But John's like, hey, I'm going to look in this fucking egg. I want to know what's going on here. I want to know what's about. So instead of running away like every man in the entire world would have done, John looks in the egg, and he sees something strange and mysterious, and then it just jumps out and hits him in the face. And that, ladies and gentlemen, isn't just one of the scariest moments in Alien, it's one of the scariest moments in science fiction history. Anyway, they rush John Hurt back to the ship, they try and cut the alien off, but it can't be cut off, and there's acid pouring out of it, burning a hole through the ship, and everyone's panicking. But later on, the alien just falls off and dies. And they look for it, and eventually it falls on Ripley, and it's dead, and it scares everyone. It's another good scary moment there. But the alien's dead, and John Hurt is fine. You know, but even though John Hurt is basically a walking biohazard and they should probably just blast him out of an airlock, they don't. Instead, they sit down and have dinner with him.
What happened to this guy when he back his stomach appetite?
Maybe rubbing bacon.
That's it.
Selling coconuts and pineapples. The first thing that I'm going to do when I get back is to get some decent food.
I can dig it, man. I'm telling you, I've eaten bird food and this, but then I taste better. You know what I'm saying?
The other one over there.
You pound down the stuff like this.
Listen, I'd rather be eating something else, but right now I'm thinking food.
You should know. You know what it's made of.
No, man. I don't want to talk about what it's made of. I'm eating this. What's the matter? The food ain't that bad, baby.
You sure?
What's wrong?
What's wrong? What?
Serious.
Hey, what's the matter?
Oh, God!
No, no,
Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
So basically, after his close encounter, John gets a bit of a rumbly tummy and an alien pops out and rips through his stomach and literally kills him in front of everybody. I mean, the whole thing literally ruins dinner. But you know what? That alien, it stole the scene. It literally stole the show, and it's one of the most disturbing and brilliant moments in horror history. I mean, you talk about most scary moments, and this film has got loads of them. The egg scene, and now the chest-busting scene. Incredible film. I mean, nobody had ever seen anything like that in the 70s. I mean, it was incredible. It was proper, body shock horror. It would have made people literally throw up. I mean, it was disgusting. The creature literally laid an egg inside his stomach, and later on it hatches and just eats its way out. I mean, it's been done loads of times since then, but this was the first original time we ever saw one of these creatures explode out of someone's guts. And it ran across the table. I mean, it literally looks at everyone like, what? Then it runs across the table, and now they got an alien loose on the ship. Eventually, the alien gets bigger, and it kills Brett, and that's another scary scene. And then we get one of the scariest scenes in the entire film. The bit where we find out Ash is an android. I mean, Ash is just a creepy little bastard anyway, but when Ripley confronts him and she hits him, and all of a sudden he starts bleeding what looks like milk, you realise something isn't right here. Something is very wrong. And it turns out Ash is some sort of super strong psychotic android.
Goodbye, Ash.
I mean, this was a twist. Nobody realised Ash was an android. It turns out he's responsible for this whole thing. He was the one who changed the course to try and pick up the alien in the first place. Then he tries to choke her to death with a magazine, which is kind of bizarre. I guess he was trying to make it look like an accident or something so the rest of the crew didn't know.
Get her up! 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 It's a robot.
Yes, Ash is a goddamn robot. And I didn't see that coming. What a twist. Yes, Ash was a despicable, creepy little treacherous robot, sneaking about, covering his own arse. And in the end, even after he gets his head knocked off, which is one of the most surprising and scary moments in the film, is like, what the hell is going on? Even after that shock moment, he still tells the crew, basically, you're all going to die, and then he smiles at them like, sorry about that, guys. I mean, talk about being passive-aggressive. Ridley Scott's Alien is a horror masterpiece. I mean, you got the whole egg scene, which is terrifying. Then you got the creature bursting out of Kane's chest, which is utterly horrendous. And then it turns out Ash is a creepy robot. You can't get better than that. You got some of the most exciting and scary and terrifying moments in horror history all in this film. This film is utterly packed with terrifying, iconic moments. And yet, my favourite scary moment hasn't even been seen yet. Because the one I like the most is the one where Dallas gets attacked by the alien.
Dallas? You're gonna have to hold your position for a minute. I've lost the signal.
You sure?
Look around. Are you sure that it's not there? I mean, it's got to be around there somewhere.
Check that out, Lambert. You may be getting interference.
Dallas, are you sure there is no sign of it? I mean, it is there. It's got to be around there.
Dallas?
All right. Am I clear, Lambert? I want to get the hell out of here.
Oh, God, it's moving right towards you. Move, get out of there. Would you move? Dallas, move, Dallas. Move, Dallas, get out. Oh, no, not that way, the other way, God.
Now that is the scariest moment in Alien. That scene had everything. It was tense. There was drama. You were panicking. It's like he's trapped in this claustrophobic place and there's something hunting him and he doesn't know which way it's coming, and he knows it's coming because he can hear the motion tracker. It's just brilliant. I mean, it's so good. I mean, Lambert's there panicking and she's causing him to get confused, and he goes down the ladder and you think the creature's above him and it's just sat down there in the dark waiting for him. It's like hide and seek. The alien's like, boo! To me, this scene is as scary as looking for a spider under my bed and then turning around and realising it's there, right there. And that static screeching sound at the end, oh, that's just brilliant horror. Brilliant horror. In the film, what happens to Dallas is a mystery, because Parker says, there's no blood, there's no body, no Dallas. So we never kind of know what happened to him. And yet, if you watch the director's extended version, you find out what happened to him. And it's not good. Ridley Scott's Alien is a horror masterpiece. It's got everything. Tension and bags of horror, great acting, great performances, and one of the most iconic scary monsters of all time. All set on this horror ship in space. I love it. I actually think it's probably the scariest horror film of all time. If not, it's certainly in the top 3. They just don't make horror films like this anymore, and that's a damn shame, because you really can't beat it.